Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of 1 Minute Wisdom presented by Interchrome Dental Lab. Today we are going to talk about how to record information when you want to duplicate a denture.
Alright, so step number one, when your patient comes into your office and you want to duplicate the denture, take the denture from her and first make some putty models, just like this. You take some putty, some firm laboratory matrix putty. We prefer Trixa from Dentsply. Mix that putty up, stick it inside of the denture, leave yourself a good bit of putty extending outside of the denture to form a land area so that we'll have something to mount with in the next step. If that's a bit unfamiliar to you, watch our previous video on clinical remounting to learn how to make a putty model so that you can mount it and then have something stable on the articulator.
Okay, so in this step, we've got our putty models and we have encased it in a stone so that we can now go forward with mounting it. But before we do, we've got to record some pretty important data about this thing so that we can reproduce it in the final denture. So here, before we go and mount it arbitrarily, we've got a coarse facial analyzer mounted on a Hanau articulator. And with this, you can easily see we've got the ability to record our midline, record our incisal edge, and that's where our information is going to begin. We want midlines to directly line up with the line on the plate, and we want the facial surface of the anterior teeth to be just touching this horizontal line that runs perpendicular to the midline. Okay, so this one, like a lot of dentures that have been worn in the mouth for some time, you'll notice that there is some wearing of occlusion. The denture itself doesn't want to sit perfectly down on this type of plate. So a good practice is to get some putty. This is already mixed. We will support the back ends of these models with some putty while preserving midline and incisal edge position. In the next step, we'll come back with a mounted cast. So now we've mounted this upper denture on our flat plane. Everything there is recorded. Now we're going to take our lower with the thin blue moose bite and we're going to use that to record our occlusal relationship. Now we've recreated everything that was in the mouth right here on our articulator, and how far can you go with this? It kind of depends on how much detail you need to capture for what you're about to recreate. For me, in this case, I went ahead, took a couple more putty matrix solutions, took an impression of the upper and the lower, created my own set of study models so that I can refer back, because this denture is going back to the patient this afternoon. So as of this afternoon, this will be no more for us. So here I have records of what that patient has in the mouth. I've got the established vertical that is in the mouth today. And everything is recorded right here. Incisal edge, midline, we're good to go. Next step, get our shade. And then we'll study our molds, try to match it up with similar shapes, similar sizes. And at this point, we've gotten all of the details that we need to be able to restore this case, give this patient exactly what they're accustomed to having, and at the end of this day, send this denture back to them so they won't be without their denture. So obviously there are other ways that you could do this type of a technique. You could take Alma gauge readings, you could use other measurement devices. However, this is something that we've found to be really successful when our dentists want to be able to skip a bite registration step, go straight to a try-in with some serious accuracy. So hopefully seeing this technique helped you a little bit, be able to understand how you can record incisal edges, midlines, nail it on that very first visit when the patient sees you, and then have something that you can try in one time and go to finish. I hope this was helpful for you. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more of our videos in the future, and hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.